Last season, Venezia finished rock bottom of the Serie A. Fast forward to now, they are currently 14th in the second division of Italian football and they are not having a good season. But today that's all going to change as I'm becoming their new manager, and by the end of this video they will become the best team in the world. Now as I'm looking at their team, I'm a little surprised. They're a lot better than I thought they'd be. Obviously they're not the best team in the world, but they've got a couple of standout players like our striker Po Giampaolo, they've got our centre midfielder Busio, and also a decent goalkeeper in Gironin. And they've even got Sherichev, the absolute legend himself. They do have a stupid loan situation though. I don't know who's coming or going. But the first thing we need to do is find a formation that suits the players in this team. 4-2-3-1 narrow is probably our best option. We have good wingers and we need to utilise them. And just look at that. The team already looks far better, but that's not all we're going to do. We've got a total of 8 million in Season 1 to improve this team as much as possible, and that's exactly what I intend to do. But one player we're going to put into the starting 11, we don't have to spend a penny on. Daniel Rizzo, the Riz master himself, 17 years old, 65 rated already. He's ready for a call-up. And when you look at the team, the areas for improvement are obvious. The right side of our defense and our right CDM. As soon as that's sorted, this team is actually very goddamn good. Now, after looking who's on loan, these three players I really want to call back to the squad. The first one being Pietro Seccaroni, who can instantly sort out our defensive problem. Michael Cuisine, who can slot straight into that midfield. And Mattia Arama, who's the highest rated player on the team, but is somehow sent out on loan. And without hardly spending a penny, we have sorted out almost all of the problems in the team. But obviously, when you look at Cuisine's stats, he is not a CDM, so we're going to have to switch a formation again. Now, with Arama being a central attacking midfielder, it makes sense to go for a 4-3-3 attacking variation with the box-to-box midfielders being Busio and Cusance. Now, obviously, we do still need a right back, but with all the players we've called back off loan, we've sorted all the problems out pretty much. It has taken me ages to find a decent fullback, and I think I've found one. Lorenzo Signon. He's well within our price range. He's got some really good stats as well. And for just 2.5 million, I really can't complain. Now, we brought in a fullback, and we've also brought back 3 players from a loan. I think we've done enough this transfer window. Now, the board wants us to get automatic promotion back to the Serie A. Now, I don't think that's the best idea. Obviously, we want to do well, but if we get promoted straight away, we'll get our arses handed to us. But that's completely out of my hands. Now, it's up to the boys to deliver on the pitch. Well, boys, we've arrived in January, and we are definitely in a title race. We are 4th place, only 3 points behind 1st place Genoa. And this has surprised me a little bit. Sherichev is running the show on that wing, even at 32 years old. I'm also very impressed with how well the team is actually growing. It's almost unrecognisable from the beginning of the season, but we still have over 5 million to spend, and I intend on using it. Now, Andrea Carbone is on loan to us at the moment, but he's playing well for the team, and he's gone up to 72 rated. He's only 21 years old. We may as well just sign him on a permanent deal. Now, this is going to be tough because his market value is 4.2 million, and we've only got 4.5 million to play with. I'm going to try and be cheeky and give him 3.8 million just to test the water to see what we can get out of him. They only want an 8% sell-on clause. Sorted. We've got him for a permanent deal. Now, I have to admit that was a lot easier than I thought, but the deal is done, and he's officially a Venezia player. And just like that, our transfer window's done. It's now up to these boys to see if we can get that automatic promotion that the board wants. We're at the end of the season and we just missed out on automatic promotion by 1 point. Pizza and Parma go up automatically and we're in the playoffs. And we just about get past Ascoli in the semis, and in the final we face off against Palermo. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first of 2 legs. So in the first leg, if we can get an advantage, get a win, oh, come on, of course it'd be a bloody draw. The entire season comes down to this final game. We win, we're promoted to Serie A. We lose, the board are not going to be happy with us at all. It's us against Palermo. Oh my god, we absolutely smashed Palermo in the second leg. I know we didn't get automatic promotion, but the board have to be happy about this at least. Our front 3 definitely showed up this season. Our striker with 27 goals, Johnson with 20 goals, and Sherichev with 18 as well. But if we want to stay in the Serie A next season, we are going to have to make some major improvements to this team. Otherwise, we're going to get sent straight back down. But did you know over 80% of you watching aren't actually subscribed to the channel? So if you're enjoying the video so far, leave it a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this. The board wanted automatic promotion. They didn't get it, so they punished us with 13 million this season. We are actually screwed. Luckily, a lot of players last season really improved, so we're not actually looking too bad. But the one thing we need to survive this league is a better keeper, because this guy would get annihilated. Now, I'm not just looking for a goalkeeper. I'm looking for one with a lot of experience, which is why Oliver Baumann is absolutely perfect, and he's well within our budget. And I think for 6.7 million, we just did a great bit of business. And with only 4 million left in our budget, I think that's our transfer window done. I won't lie, I'm really not happy with how this team looks. I think we are going to get absolutely cooked and we're going to be lucky to survive this season. We have once again arrived in January, and to my absolute surprise, we are 12th in the league and we are actually doing pretty well. I think our striker has a lot to do with it. 12 goals and 1 assist in 20 games. That's actually really impressive. But after renewing everybody's contracts, we've only got 2 million to spend, and there's not enough quality in our team to actually sell anyone, so we can't do anything. But once again, the team's improved leaps and bounds over the course of half a season. Now, one thing I'm slightly gutted about is Haps is taking Cherishev's place on the wing, because Cherishev is getting old now and his overall's declining like mad. So far, I have been very wrong about this team. Hopefully, they can continue to prove me wrong until the end of this season. This team has actually blown me away of how well we've done. We finished almost smack bang mid-table in our first season in Serie A. I honestly thought we were going to get relegated. But I'm just putting this out there. If it wasn't for our striker, we definitely would be. 29 goals in 38 games. He carried us this season. To do what we did this season with the quality that isn't in this team is massively overachieving. But what we need to do now is think about improving this squad every single season. Now, every fibre of my being is telling me to buy a new left back to improve this defence a little bit. But it wasn't the defence that let us down last season. It was our front three. Our striker was the only one scoring goals. So I think we need a better left back in place of Haps. And we've been given 19 million to spend this season. It's a little bit better, but not bloody much better at the same time. Now, when I was looking for a winger, I found someone who I've never heard of in my life. Simon Adingra. He plays for Brighton. He's got some really good stats as well. I think he'd be perfect for Italian football. And he only cost us 10 million as well. I think that's a really good deal. I can't remember if I told you guys, but we sent Rizzo on a 2-year loan deal, and he's come back and he looks ready for action. Now, last season we finished around the mid-table spot. I'm not expecting this team to get any higher, but I definitely don't want to get any lower. I want us to keep hovering around mid-table until we can really improve this team. Then we can start thinking about getting higher in the table. We've once again arrived in January, and once again we are mid-table. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at how well this team is doing. And I think it's down to 2 players in particular. Our striker with 11 goals and our centre midfielder Cousins with 10 goals as well. Now, this makes me laugh. The board want us to get a European qualifying position by the end of this season, but they're only willing to give us 19 million to do it. Are they off their rocket? We legit only have 6 million to spend. Who the hell are we going to spend that on? The problem is we can't really sell any of these players because they won't go for anything anyway. So once again, we can't spend a dime in the January transfer window. The team will remain like this until the end of this season. We've just got to hope that we can continue this really good run of form. This Venezia side just continues to impress me. We finished 9th this season. That's our highest finish yet. Surprise, surprise, our striker was the top goal scorer with 21 goals, but thankfully our £10 million signing, Simon Adingra, woke up, smelled the coffee and got 16 goals this season. Somehow, without funds, we continue to impress every single year. Hopefully next season the board isn't too tight with their pockets. Now in season 4, I want to focus my attention and budget all on our back four and the keeper, as it's by a mile our weakest part of the team. And thankfully we've actually got a bit of money to spend this time, 33 million. Now the reason we need a new keeper, Bam is 35 years old. He will definitely start declining in overall this season. And last year I opted to get a new left winger as opposed to a new left back, but this time I'm definitely improving that fullback position. Sometimes it's funny the way life works. I was looking at this player last year for our fullback and now he's a free agent. It was just meant to be, wasn't it? And for our goalkeeper, I wanted someone with experience but not as old as Bauman, and this is where Livkovic really comes into play, and he's well within our budget as well. And to make him a Venezia player, it only cost us 19.1 million. I know we've only signed 2 players, but what a difference they have made to this team. That defensive lineup looks so much secure now. But after those transfers, I decided to get rid of some dead wood in the squad, leaving us with a total of 13 million to spend, but I'm going to save that until January. And now the team looks like this going into season 4. Now our highest finish yet in the Serie A has been 9th in the league. Can this team do even better than that? Boys, it's not often I'm left speechless, and this is one of those times. We are 6th in the league halfway through the season. What the hell has happened to this team? Seriously, how are we in the top 6 with stats like these? He's only our striker in Johnson who've actually done something. Now we have 13 million left from September, and I really want to spend that money. And if we can afford it, I think a new central attacking midfielder would massively benefit our front three. And to help us afford a new central attacking midfielder, I sold Arami for 7 million just to give us a little bit more money. Now I've been searching for a while and I finally found the player to take us to the next level. Cole Palmer from Manchester City. He's 6'2". I think he'd dominate Italy. And we have got an absolute bargain, 12.7 million. And with that, the transfer window is done and the team is officially complete. My only concern is Signog, our right back, is injured for the next 5 months, so that might have a massive impact on how well we do the rest of this season. But aside from that, the team looks strong, fit, and they're all looking pretty happy, so hopefully we can pull something off quite good at the end of this season. We have officially pulled off a madness. We have finished top 6 at the end of this season. We've even beaten Inter Milan, Roma, and Lazio to that spot. Honestly, our striker Pojan Palo just continues to impress me. 81 rated, 21 goals and 3 assists this season. But I think the time's slowly approaching where Daniel Rizzo's going to get that starting 11 call up. Do you know what's mental? For the last 5 months, we haven't had a right back and we still finished in the top 6. That's how good this team has actually become. With everything we've accomplished since taking over Venezia, surely the board have got to give us a little bit more money next season. Do you know what? I'll take it. We've been given 68 million this season. Now, I'm not sure what a 6th place finish in Serie A actually gets you in terms of European football, but I know one thing's for certain: we need to make sure that this team is ready for anything. And there's 2 positions that are screaming for improvement: our right back and our right centre back. Once that's sorted, I think this team's ready to go. And for our first signing, we got an absolute bargain. We spent 31.1 million bringing Lucas Hernandez into the team. That's our centre back sorted. Now we just need a right back. But I don't want to sign any old right back. I want to make a statement with this signing, and I think bringing Denzel Dumfries away from Inter Milan is the way to do that. And for just 22.5 million, that is exactly what we did. And just look at the difference only 2 signings have made to this team. I think this team is genuinely capable of bringing home silverware this season. And it turns out 6th place in the Serie A gets you Europa League football. We've been chucked into Group D with the following teams. Now, Benfica are probably going to top this group, but I would be very surprised if we don't make it through as well. Boys, we've got a shot at the title. We are 1 point below 1st place Roma. This Venezia team is crap. And we also topped Group D in the Europa League, but the big shock is Shamrock Rovers beat Benfica to that 2nd place spot. I shouldn't be surprised anymore that our striker and our right winger are the 2 top goal scorers halfway through the season. And we only have 3 million left over from the September transfer window, but to be honest, I don't think we needed to spend it anyway. Just look at the team, man. There's no weaknesses from top to bottom. This is the season we bring home silverware, I'm telling you. Boys, we've actually pulled it off. We have won the Serie A. We were joint top of the table on points with Roma. It was only goal difference that separated us. We did also make the Coppa Italia final, but Roma got their revenge on us by beating us 3-2. We are actually on for the double. We faced Fiorentina in the Europa League final as well. If I'm not mistaken, every time we played Fiorentina this season, we've absolutely smashed them. If we could do it one more time, that would be incredible. We didn't smash them. We beat them 5-4 on penalties. That's our 2nd trophy this season. Once again, our front 4 doing what they do best, getting goals. 29 goals for our striker, 25 goals for Johnson, 24 for Dingra, and 11 goals and 9 assists for Cole Palmer as well. But with Pojan Palo being 32 now, I think it's finally time for Daniel Rizzo to take his place in that starting 11 next season. But for all we've accomplished this season, we've glossed over one massive achievement. We're in the Champions League next season, which means we need to make some big signings in this squad. It only took us winning the league title and the Europa League to get a decent budget, 118 million this time, thank God. Now in this starting 11, there's only 2 weaknesses I can see. Our left centre midfielder Cousins and our left centre back Carboni. If we sort them out, I think we've got a good shot at the Champions League. Now for the left centre back, I want someone with a lot of experience to partner up with Lucas Hernandez, which is why Roger Ibanez is absolutely perfect for that role. And I'm in genuine disbelief how cheap we've just got him. We only spent 43.1 million to get his signature on that dotted line. And for our left centre midfielder, I'm going outside the box on this one. Andre Almeida caught my eyes, got some pretty impressive stats, and he's well within our price range as well. And because he had only 12 months left on his contract, we got an incredible deal, only 45 million. And with only 2 transfers made, we've actually turned this team into a contender to win the Champions League. My biggest concern though is our striker Rizzo. Can he be the striker that we need him to be this season? I guess we're going to find out with an early test in the Super Cup against Atletico Madrid. Atletico have got a very good team. If we beat these guys, it sets the top. Come on, man. That's not a good start, is it? Now, obviously, Atletico are the odds-on favourite to top the group, but we did better than Benfica last season in the group stage of the Europa League, so hopefully we can continue that this season. Well, boys, we're in January, and once again, we're in a title race, but to be fair, this really shouldn't come as a surprise considering we won the title last season. And we have made it to the round of 16, but the big shock is Atletico Madrid finished 3rd, whilst Benfica finished 2nd. And once again, Pojan Palo is our top goal scorer halfway through the season, even though Daniel Rizzo is in the starting 11. Make it make sense. And after renewing everybody's contracts, we have 17 14 million left to spend, and we definitely need to spend it because we're missing one vital thing. We only have one goalkeeper, and that's Livakovic. If you look at the subs bench, if you look at the reserves, we literally only have one goalkeeper, and we need to fix that desperately. And luckily, we don't have to spend a penny because David De Gea is now officially a free agent, so we're just going to snap him up for free. And thankfully, that's now all sorted. The starting 11 looks solid. The subs bench has actually got half-decent quality there. I think we're ready for the Champions League. And we absolutely annihilated Malmo in the round of 16, but we just scraped past Marseille in the quarterfinals, which means we're now in the semi-finals. And honestly, after just scraping past Marseille, I'm not comfortable going up against Real Madrid in the semi-finals. I've got a feeling we are going to get absolutely it's a 2-2 draw. That's not too bad. It's all to play for in the second leg. Boys, we're really up against it now. Ibanez has picked up a suspension, meaning he won't be playing in the biggest game of our season so far. But we have to push on. We have to persevere. It is Venezia versus Real Madrid. Second leg, 2-2 on aggregate. Oh, come on, man. Really? Ibanez really did make a difference having a suspension. I won't lie, that's gutting. I really thought this was the season we'd make Venezia the best team in the world, but it just wasn't to be. But we still are the best team in Italy after we absolutely annihilated the Serie A. We won the bloody title by 10 points, for God's sake. And we've won our second trophy for this season, beating Roma to win the EA Sports Super Cup. At this point, I kind of feel bad for Rizzo. Pojan Polo is just running away with it. 53 games, 34 goals. That's outrageous for a 33-year-old. Now, obviously, we didn't win the Champions League. We crashed out in the semis, but we've gone back-to-back in the league, and we've also won the EA Sports Super Cup. But next season, we are gunning for the Champions League. Well, the board must really believe in me now. They've given me 167 million to spend in Season 7. Now, aside from our striker Rizzo, there's nothing in that starting 11 that needs changing. We need to focus all of our efforts on this subs bench, making sure there's quality there as well. But the first thing I did in this transfer window was sell Daniel Rizzo for 50.5 million. He could never really find his stride at this club, and I think he's better off elsewhere. And that now leaves us with 217 million to spend, and I intend on spending every penny. And I started by spending just over 27 million on Alejandro Grimaldo as a backup fullback. I then spent another 30 million on Ludovic Blas as a backup central attacking midfielder. And finally, I spent 39 million on a backup winger by the name of Hans Darkenhoff. And after those transfers, we still have over 100 million left to spend, but we desperately need a starting striker, and I think I know just who to bring in. We have just spent 75 million bringing in World Cup winner Lautaro Martinez to Venezia. And that officially wraps up our transfer window. The subs bench is rammed with quality. The starting 11 is world class. I don't care what this season has to throw at us. We are ready for anything. And obviously, once again, we are in the Champions League. We've been thrown into Group H alongside the Bottle Jobs, Porto and Basel. Now, last year, we were in the same group as Atletico and we topped it then. So really, we should be topping it now as well. We have once again arrived in January, and once again, it looks like we are running away with the league. We are 5 points clear of second place Atalanta. I can't believe we let the Bottle Jobs win this group, man. That's actually really annoyed me. And it looks like that 75 million was well spent in the end. Martinez has got 17 goals in 22 games. That is incredible. Last season, we made it to the semi-finals of the Champions League before getting knocked out by Real Madrid. The question is this our season? We finally become the best team in the world. And after absolutely obliterating PSG in the round of 16 and just getting past Bayern Munich in the quarters, we are now once again in the semi-final. We've got a shot of redemption, boys. We are up against Real Madrid. We've beaten a French giant. We have beaten a German giant. It's now finally time to beat the Spanish giant, Real Madrid. Can we? Oh my God! 2-0 in the first leg. We are one game away from the final. Not only are we one step closer to the final, we are one step closer to getting redemption against the same team that knocked us out of this very spot this time last season. We need a draw to do it. That's literally all we need, and we've done it. Boys, we lost 1-0, but the damage was done in the first leg. We are officially in the Champions League final. And the final team in our way before we can say we're the best team in the world is Atletico Madrid. But if I'm not mistaken, for the third season running, we have won the Serie A, and this time we did it by 12 points. We are so far beyond this league now. However, this time we did lose out on the EA Sports Super Cup to Inter Milan on penalties. But we did once again win the Coppa Italia, so that's something at least. 75 million well spent, 28 goals this season for Martinez. What a player. But before we go into the final, let's just admire the team for a second. 95 Adingra, 89 Martinez, 92 Johnson, who's been with us since season 1, bearing in mind. We already know on paper this team's better than any other team we've come up against, but now it's time for these boys to prove that on the pitch. We're going to play the final, yes, but I'm actually not going to control the plays. These boys are going to do it all by themselves and prove to everybody that they don't need me to become the best team in the world. And as you can see, I'm hands-free. I am letting the boys take care of business this time. Found Almeida, we're working it nicely around their area. Can we find an opening? I don't think we can like this. We're going to have to shoot. Palmer, wait off, please, shoot Busio, 1-0, 13 minutes in. That was a really well-worked goal, to be fair. Oh my lord, what a ball through to Lautaro. He's found Cole Palmer. Can Cole Palmer make it 2-0? Oblak with a great save. How is Oblak still playing at his age? Busio, the goal scorer, on the corner. Can he deliver a very good ball? That's a great ball, actually. Header. Oh my god, Oblak! You have no right to be moving that well at your age, kid. João Felix has got the ball in our half. This is dangerous territory. That is a fantastic tackle, but somehow Cunha gets there before our defender. Atletico still in our area looking dangerous. Dumfries takes care of business. Hang on. What are we doing? Get the ball out of our area. We're going to concede here if we aren't careful. Cunha still has the ball in our area. Dumfries is close and chase. Dumfries finally puts an end to their attack. João Felix once again attacking. Watch that pass. No, Florian Wirtz. And that is 1-1, 40 minutes in. That was so easy for them. We just opened like the freaking sea. Honestly, for how we've been playing the past 15 minutes, we deserve to concede. Everything seems to be running through Busio, man. He's been so influential in this game. We're on the stroke of half time. We've got one more chance in this game. Oh my lord, that is just the worst cross I've ever seen in my entire life. Atletico are on the attack. Cunha, that's great defending from our defense though. Atletico looking to start this off strong. Florian Wirtz in a bit of space. He's had a shot. Livakovic with a fantastic save. He's trying to find Felix. Felix has gathered that, but he's surrounded instantly. Jesus Christ. Bosio's got the ball. He looks to have a bit of a run. Martinez, he's in space. Can we find him? Yes, we can, Martinez, please. Bosio once again. Johnson. Oh my god, what is going on here? Martinez, is that onside? Is that on? That's 2-1 to Venezia. I do not know how that got through to him, and I do not know how that's not offside, but we are 2-1 up thanks to Martinez. 75 million well spent. Just shy of 15 minutes left in this game before we are officially the best team in the world, boys. Come on, hold on. Oh my lord, what? Oh my god, just like that. 3-1, 81 minutes in. Atletico fell apart at the back. This all happened so fast. Busio went to Johnson on the wing, and Atletico Madrid were just falling apart at the back, and it's an easy finish in the end. Unless Atletico get a quick goal here, it's basically curtains. Palmer, they're pressing like mad, but I think it might be too late. What a ball through to Martinez. We could get a fourth here if we play this correctly. We've got 2 minutes extra time, but we're in there off. This will play out until the attack's over. That is, oh my, that is absolutely amazing. I couldn't even do that. And that is the last kick of the game. Venezia 4, Atletico Madrid 1. We are by a country mile the best team in the world. In our 7 seasons managing Venezia, we took them from 14th in the 2nd division of Italian football to becoming the champions of Europe. And if you enjoy watching this video, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy me rebuilding the worst team in England.